Over 2.26 billion people are going to die. This is probably one of the weirdest videos I've made. But if you're Christian, you might want to listen to this. And it's probably something you haven't even considered. You've heard of the go bag. You've heard of the bug out bag. You heard of the get home bag. Have you heard about the Christian bag? And after I finish this video, you're going to see just about every other prepper copying me. So let's understand what the Christian bag is. According to stats in 2025, Christians made up 2.26 billion of the worldwide population of 8 billion. So 2 billion of you, 2.5, are Christian, is what the numbers say. A portion of the U.S. population identifies as Christian, but it is declining over the last 2 decades. But massive new research study finds that the trend may be leveling off. So they're not really sure, are they? So that's quite interesting. Americans found that 62% identify as a Christian in 2025. So when I did all this research, it was quite interesting. Christians are actually declining in Europe because they're not having as many babies because it's expensive there. So that's quite interesting too, isn't it? Now, why do you need a Christian bag? I mean, what a crazy thing to say, right? Well, if you check Revelations 13:17, the New American Standard Bible, it says, no one will be able to buy or sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you can't buy or sell. What does that exactly mean? That means what was that number again? Over 2.5 billion people are going to be homeless. You cannot buy, you cannot sell. You cannot buy food. You cannot sell food. You cannot pay your property taxes. None of that. Money will have no value unless you have the mark of the beast, which is a chip in your right hand or something on your forehead. Now, if you're Christian, you do believe in the mark of the beast, right? Are you just going to put a gun in your mouth and pull the trigger? Well, you can't do that. Suicide's against the Bible. So, what are you going to do? Just walk outside and lay down on the ground and wait for somebody else to kill you? It's an interesting concept that I'm sure most Christians don't think of. You've got your homesteaders, and they're all going crazy buying land and trying to plant their own gardens and live off the land. And they're saying, I got this. Do you really got it? You're still buying feed. You're still buying things to keep things going. Some people say, well, we're going to do trade. How long do you think that'll last? And how long do you think it'll last until somebody comes to your door? The bottom line is, unless you blend into society like the homeless have, that's probably going to be your only shot. If you think about this and you give it a shot in your head, most likely, who will the Antichrist be? And how will the Antichrist keep track of you to find out if you're buying or selling? How will he know? Well, AI is taking off so amazingly. And a proper AI could turn around and keep track of everybody in the world, every transaction, everything that's happening. Once all the jobs are gone, which will probably be in 5 years, then they'll have to give people basically like a strip-in. They'll have to give them like a welfare check in order to keep things going because every job will be done by robots. It doesn't matter what the Constitution is. It doesn't matter what you protest. You will be controlled by this AI because nobody's doing anything about it now. And by then, it'll be too late. So I predict, my prediction, what's going to happen is you will have a AI that is so strong and so quick that it will start putting the chips in you. Now, Christians say, well, I won't take it. I won't take the chip. Well, it's not a problem because indirectly they'll be marching you out the back and put you under. And that's no lie. Now, in a way, that's a blessing to you. Because if you refuse to take that chip and they take you out back and they off you quickly, well, at least it's not your fault now. But some are going to try and survive. And that's where the Christian bag comes into play. You are going to be homeless. Now, let's understand something. No one can make a choice for you. Understand that. They can coerce you. They can convince you. They can extort you. I got your kid here. Take the marker. I'm going to kill him. They can torture you. They can starve you. They can manipulate you. They can lie to you. They can use your loved ones against you. But it's still and always your choice to be made. So let's think about that. They can use your loved ones against you. If you ask yourself a hypothetical question, what if someone had a gun to your child's head and they looked at you and said, take the mark of the beast and your child shall live? Would you choose to let your child die? There is nothing that says any of this cannot happen. If you have read the Bible about Job, if you have read the Bible about all kinds of situations, you are open game. The ones that know how to live on the street as a homeless person are the ones that will have the best shot. And that's why you need a Christian bag. Will you carry a tarp? Will you carry a fishing rod? Will you try to survive by eating bugs, worms? Will you hunt? Because this is what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to kind of be homeless and hang out on the street and hope the AI can't find you. You just look at what they're doing right now. They're rounding up homeless people on the street. Didn't Donald Trump make that order? Just shipping them out, put them on the outskirts? They know how to do that. And that's what's happening. You pay attention to what's happening right now, and they don't even have an AI in control. AI is going to go right out of the... AI is going to be out of control. And they're not going to be able to stop it. The movies, the Terminator, and those particular movies are going to be a joke compared to what's coming. Mark my words. People are too busy buying their cars, buying their lattes, paying for their fancy items. But how many people think, oh, maybe I should buy a $200 tarp? Not many. Maybe I need a decent sleeping bag? Not many. Maybe I should learn how to make a fire? Not many. A lot of people will buy stuff, put it on the shelf, but they won't do anything with it. Are you ready for the end of the world? It's a crazy statement. A lot of people would say, oh, we're a long ways away from that. You'll get a lot of Christians will say, oh, it's coming. I know it's right around the corner. And this is what's happening. All this controversy. But one thing's for sure. It is written in black and white that you will receive the mark. And you will not be able to buy or sell anything. You will be controlled. There is no way you're going to do that by some being like us. It would have to be done by computer. It would have to be networked, and it would have to go into a hand, and that'll be it. You will be starving to death. I don't care how much food you put away. I don't care if you got a homestead. You'll think, oh, I'm safe. I can grow my own food. You're not safe. They know where you are. They know your address. They know what you're doing. It's recorded in a computer. And if it's in a computer, they know who you are. When you buy feed, what kind of feed do you buy? Trust me, it's being recorded. The homeless will have the best shot, and they'll know how to survive. You won't. You will be begging the homeless to teach you their skills. They will kind of get the last laugh, huh? So, is the next bag the Christian bag? And is it the most important bag compared to all the bags out there? In a way, it's kind of like a buggo bag. But it's how do you survive when all this AI is trying to catch you? This opens up a whole new topic of, oh my God. Now, that's if you believe AI is your friend. That's if you believe AI is going to look after you. But so far, all I see is millions of jobs disappearing because of it. And nobody cares. I watch protests in Portland and I'm like, you're concerned about them deporting an immigrant? Oh, don't worry. They'll be taking you to a camp. And that's all there is to it. The Christian bag. Do you have one? Catch you on the next one.